So the difference between suffering and discomfort is that in suffering, what's happening is happening to me. And if the body is uncomfortable and in excruciating discomfort or pain, then there's just discomfort happening or pain happening, but it's not happening to me. Morning, everybody. Nice and cool today, also pretty muggy. But the birds love it, the wildlife love it. Yesterday, we saw a baby raccoon, a great blue heron, 3 monarch butterflies, baby ducks hunting for dragonflies on the lake. And I was keeping tally of all the little critters just because they like love the rain out here when it gets, when the weather changes. The earth is so sensitive to these changes. Oh, and a woodpecker that was like super social. He was like all worried. We knew where he was like hiding his snacks in the tree. Okay, give me a second here, please. Sorry, I could tell I'm very sweaty. Like I said, it's like super muggy. And I forgot my hat. Okay, so I just filmed my second short ever. And then it was like right after I filmed that, like more stuff was coming up. And when I film, like the person doesn't really want to film. But the camera turns on and talking happens. So that's how this goes down for me, for this body. Although it does give me pleasure, a temporary sense of pleasure sometimes. But there are times that I don't want to film. But yet there's stuff coming out, and here we are. So one of those times that I really didn't want to film was like last week, and it stimulated a lot of discussion about what enlightenment or what freedom looks like. And it made me realize how many images people still have about who they are. And what we discuss here is really the breakdown of that identity. Once there's an attraction to non-duality or non-dualism, or the idea of who you are, and that topic is thoroughly being explored, this immense breakdown happens that I talk a lot about on this blog. And the breakdown is referred to as the loss of personal identity, the loss of the self, deconditioning, or awakening. But a lot of people, they go through their life, the bodies go through the life, and there's this extreme sense of resistance and judgment towards the body when the body reacts or behaves in ways that the images of enlightenment don't match up to. So I can't tell you guys how big of a how much longer in the relative sense of time it takes for this deconditioning process when those images, those thick images of who you think you are deeply rooted and deeply in place. And for most of us, especially if we're new to the subject, that identity is more than likely pretty thick, like it has roots. roots in the I. And those roots oftentimes are I mean, I'd have to look at your unique individual expression, but generally they are, you know, wherever that separate I has invested in building an identity. So it could be in the behavioral patterns and wanting to be a good girl or a good boy. It could be in the physical body of wanting to have a healthy body. And then obviously in that topic or in that identity, you get into extreme fear of death and fear of annihilation. And another big one is economics, money, and career. So when those things don't match up, your perfect images, what the mind has calculated into its ideal, when reality, and rarely does reality match up the ideal, because once you get it together in one area of your life, what happens in another area? That area starts to act up. And you're like, okay, got the house and the money, but now I need the partner. Got the partner and the kids, and now I need the health. Sorry, my camera's like flashing and I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. Okay, it was flashing because I was out of storage, actually. So when non-duality is being listened to, the core of the discussion comes down to who are you and who is experiencing these temporal movements in time. Who's experiencing that? Where are you? Are your feelings experiencing this? Are your thoughts experiencing this? I, the body, am experiencing this. Aren't you experiencing your body? Who's experiencing that body? Do you see what we're getting into? The mind doesn't want to go into what's happening. It doesn't want to go into reality as it is. It's non-existence. It's non-localized being. It can't go there. Because the body is the mind, guys. The body is the mind. They're one thing, people. One thing. It's not that the thoughts are in the body. If anything, I would say the body's in the thoughts, actually. And then where does thought come from? Can you actually say, honestly, that you are generating your own thoughts? You are nothing but a thought, appearing in an illusion of time. And actually, thought is also time. It has a beginning and an end. So, when I get comments like, where's the bliss? Where's the oneness? Where's the happiness? Where's the, you know, whatever the perfect image of enlightenment is? It's like, that's not what's being spoken about on this channel at all. We're discussing a radical freedom here. Okay? And if you still have images of the perfect idea of enlightenment, go listen to a channel on Mother Teresa or on, you know, and I think a lot of this is conditioning from religion, to be honest, from for example, the story of Jesus, which I actually think is a very beautiful story when it's actually heard. But I think we get these images of enlightened beings being peaceful creatures, loving creatures, and that makes no room for duality. It makes no room for darkness, right? And that's an unintegrated understanding of the truth of who you are, because you are both light and dark. And to sit here and say, oh, I am no self, I am not here, that's like rejecting the unique wave of the ocean that you are. Like Kate's here, John Doe's here, Sally's here, right? But she's appearing because of the ocean. Like, that wave cannot just be a wave. Like, it needs the ocean to be a wave. Do you see what I'm saying? So we glorify and we, I'm not saying everybody's doing this, but a lot of people in this community, they glorify the idea of no self. But is that really what you want? Do you really want to reject the totality of your being as the unique aspect of source consciousness? Do you really want to do that? Because that to me is like, it's like cutting off an aspect of yourself. Like, it's always going to try and come back to you. The truth is always going to want to be here, whether or not you like it. So that's really all I have to say about that. I probably have a lot more to say about that, but I'm going to leave it there. And I will see you soon. Take good care.